Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now, in this video, I'm going to be speaking about the idea of visualization, and really the truth on visualization and understanding how we can make it a more powerful process for us to really influence our subconscious mind. Now, this is a topic that I've done a video on before, but in this video, I want to go a little bit more in detail on a certain concept and us really have this ability to understand it from a new point of view. Now, first off, let's talk about the process of visualization. Now, what I say and the way that I think about this is most people use the idea of visualization. We can either use it to influence the subconscious mind, or we can also use it a lot of times for the idea of manifestation. Now, that's what a lot of people use it for. And when it comes to this point, I want to give you guys a new idea. Now, look at it like this. Because everything exists here and now, like the idea that the only moment that exists is this moment right now, because we've never experienced the past, because when it was the past, it was the now moment, and then in the future, it's never actually really going to come, because by the time the future gets here, it will be this now moment from a new point of view. Now, the idea behind this is understanding that everything exists here and now. And because of that, the idea is that it's not so much about bringing things into our reality that aren't already here. It's more of the idea of making the invisible visible. So it's the idea that when we shift ourselves to a certain energy state, like a state of being, we then begin to see things that we didn't see before. And I'll give you an example of this, actually. As I began to more ponder this idea of the fact that I want to move into a new house and what opportunities could come for that, I started to imagine what the possibilities were, and like who the people that I knew that maybe I could move in with, or whether I wanted to get my own place, whatever it is. The idea is I thought about that process, and I had an intention, and I started to feel what that would be like. And within like a week or two, I am talking to somebody at the gym that I've been talking to for like a year and a half, and it's some guy that owns a business, is never really home, has a 5-bedroom house, and just like threw it out there randomly because we were first off talking about this business idea that we had, and he was then kind of threw it out there that he had a 5-bedroom house, and that if I ever wanted to either do business with him or the idea of actually live there because he's never really home, that possibility was open to me. And in that moment, I thought to myself, I've known this guy for over a year now, like a year and a half, and that never got brought up. Well, it's not so much that it wasn't there before, but the idea is that once I shifted myself to that energy state and having that intention, that's when the opportunity then began to flow to where then I had that experience. And it's funny because now I have multiple different opportunities or like options to choose from, and it's simply because I'm putting myself in that state. I'm not desperately looking for it because I could figure it out, by myself, but the idea is that all these opportunities are coming to me simply because I'm existing in the energy state that I prefer. But the idea is that everything that we want exists here and now. That the feelings and the emotions that we want to feel, we can feel right now simply by understanding the idea of conditioning ourselves. So let's look at this from this point of view. The idea that most people associate with visualization is that we are visualizing something because it will help us get something that we don't already have. Now, they then might use the idea of visualization as a tool, so they'll sit there, they'll focus on whatever they want, and they'll see themselves with the perfect person they want to be with, or they'll see themselves at the perfect job, or running their own business, or whatever it is. But the idea is that they're a lot of times using that as a tool to get them somewhere else. Now, what is even more powerful, or what I found to be powerful, is using visualization as an end in itself. Now, let me explain. The idea is that we are visualizing what we want. We are seeing the opportunities. That makes us feel a certain way. As we begin to focus on that feeling, we begin to literally condition ourselves as if it were happening in this moment right now. So the idea of this is not so much that we need to visualize to get somewhere else, it's that we visualize for the sake of visualization. We visualize because it feels good, because we understand that it is helping us exist in the energy state of being that we need to be in order to attract whatever we want. If somebody is feeling lack, and they are visualizing what they want, the idea is they can't go into the world feeling lack and expect to have a new type of experience. What we must do is understand how we can feel whole and complete in this moment right now to then change who we are so that there's a different reflection coming back at us to make that invisible visible, to see those opportunities that weren't there before because we were in the right energy state. So the way that we really change our subconscious mind is by understanding that whatever we repetitively think about, we are conditioning ourselves with emotion to continue to recycle the same thoughts and the same feelings over and over again. When we become aware of what we're thinking, when we become aware of this idea, we then give ourselves the ability to then choose what we prefer to be thinking about. That's where the power really is. Know that you are enough in this moment, that if your goal is to visualize the perfect relationship, don't just visualize the idea of what that person looks like, the checklist of what this person needs to be like. He needs to have a certain, height, he needs to have a certain income bracket, he needs to have a certain, don't focus on that so much. Focus more on the idea that you can feel 100% whole and complete right now in this moment. That you are enough already. That you do not need anything else to make yourself more of who you are. You might enjoy that process, but it is a process in itself that you are enjoying. It's not the end result that you get. In the same way, make visualization an end in itself. You do not need it to get you anywhere because everything exists here and now. It's funny because our brain doesn't know the difference between what we visualize and what we actually experience. It doesn't know the difference. So we could sit here, visualize what we want, and allow ourselves to feel more into that. And as we begin to do that, we literally will begin to feel what it would feel like to have that kind of experience. And that's where the power really is, knowing that visualization is an end in itself, that we are more so conditioning our mind to be in the energy state of being that we need to be in order to then see the reflection and make the invisible more visible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, share it if you found it of value, and as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Alright, peace, much love, and namaste. Alright, bye.